Well, every single time there is a crackdown on those suspected of laundering money, those at the receiving end of the Enforcement Directorate's action cry foul. Well, questioning the entire process, the prosecution and the party in power. But today, in what is being seen as a major setback to this group, the Supreme Court has dismissed petitions alleging the lack of safeguards and widespread arbitrariness in the powers which are accorded to the central agency. The Apex Court has said there is nothing arbitrary when it comes to the Enforcement Directorate's powers to conduct searches and seizures as well as arrest. SC has also said that attachment of property of those involved in money laundering is legally valid, refuting the arguments that shifting the burden of proof of guilt on the accused is unfair. The Supreme Court has upheld it as constitutional. Now, at the same time, calling the onerous bail conditions reasonable, the three-judge bench has said that it will not mandatory for the ED officers to disclose the grounds of the arrest at the time of detaining an accused in the money laundering case either. Well, of course, the ruling has come while hearing on over 200 petitions challenging various provisions of the PMLA, with Anil Deshmukh, Karti Chidambaram and Mehbooba Mufti being the high-profile petitioners. Now, this comes on a day when the Congress has been out on the streets yet again protesting against Sonia Gandhi being summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in the National Herald case, and with arbitrary action, as they call it, the charge which today completely falls apart. They reiterate, is the political misuse that is the problem, with some in Congress even questioning the judiciary. Can you believe it? Listen in.
Misquoting our protest. Our protest is the way in which they are misusing the agencies. Congress party is totally cooperating with the investigation. You people saw that when Rahulji has been questioned by the ED, he fully cooperated for 54 hours in 5 days. Now, Madam also, this is the third day she is going there. Exactly 11 o'clock she went there. She is cooperating with the question deciding. We are believing rule of law. The question is that whether this government is believing the rule of law. They are misusing the agency. They are using the agency to target opponents.
Court has just now upheld the PMLA and the ED's jurisdiction, and the Supreme Court has said very clearly that they have that jurisdiction, and PMLA is within the ambit of the legal ambit in which it is working. It has been upheld by Supreme Court, and we should respect the Constitution, we should respect the law, and we should respect the law of the land.
The political parties, especially Congress and some of its allies, they try to just make political mileage out of any situation which are not even an issue at all. They try to create misunderstanding, or they try to mislead. They're trying to make issue which is not even worthy of an issue. So they try to generate this kind of issues which are not worthy of being discussed. Secondly, whatever Honorable Supreme Court has passed the order, that validates the position of the government and the content in the law.
Well, let me go across. Joining us today, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, Manasvi Thapar, lawyer and a political analyst. Manasvi, I'm going to come to you first, because in the past you too have said several times that there is arbitrariness in the way that central agencies go after, as per you, the opposition leaders. Today, the Supreme Court itself has said there is no arbitrariness. It is constitutional. Will you take back your words now?
No, when I say this, when Narayan Jani ED does not do anything, when Reddy Brothers ED does not do anything, YSRG ED does not do anything, Mukul Roy when joined BJP ED CBI does not do anything. So this is what I say arbitrariness. So it has to be equal for everyone, be it opposition, be it in people in power. If you are not from BJP, ED is functioning efficiently. If you are from BJP or you have alliance with BJP, ED and CBI does not function. That is the only moot question which I have. If ED is equally working for all those people who are against corruption, who hiding their money laundering and anything. In this particular aspect, if ED is working equally for everyone, I have no objections with that. The only question what comes to my mind is, why is YSR Reddy ji still spared? Why are Reddy brothers still spared? Why no question on Odisha Chief Minister on the Rose Valley land? So these things need to be questioned. So when you join BJP, when you become an ally to BJP, these questions are not asked. But when you're not with BJP, these questions suddenly.
Oh, that's interesting, Charu Pragya. So what Manasvi says that it's not the arbitrariness in the probe, but it's selectivism in the cases that they are handling, and BJP essentially has laundered all the tainted into clean.
So, Meghna, isn't it very ironic that they only defend the Congress and their supporters have as taking names of other people, instead of giving an explanation which is making sense to countrymen and the authorities about why the Gandhis are being investigated for such a massive matter? That's their defense. And I find it very shameful that they can't come up with any other thing. You know, they're using protest to create anarchy in us, and so much so that Mrs. Yashomati Thakur today on national television is saying that if you touch my leader, I'm going to make sure there is anarchy, I'm going to make sure there is disruption of law and order. So is Mrs. Gandhi above the law of the land? Is Mrs. Gandhi not somebody who should be listening to our authorities, cooperating with the investigation, instead of asking her party workers to burn the country down? Tell me, what scheme does she have?
So are you saying that,
2,000
Manasvi, would you like to quickly come in? Would you like to quickly come in? Your only grouse, the BJP says, is that your leaders, and if you really don't have anything to fear, then why fear an ED probe for Sonia Gandhi?
Yeah.
See, BJP can say anything because they are in power and they believe that whatever they say will become the law of the land. That is not how democracy will be functioning. These are the same people who questioned Himanta Biswa Sarma when, please don't interfere in between. These are the same people who questioned Himanta Biswa Sarma when he was in Congress for money laundering and corruption. Now, the same cases are still pending. Nishan Pura.
Can you counter with central agencies probing BJP leaders, Charu Pragya? Can you counter, Manasvi, and give us a list of central agency cases against people of your party?
So Meghna, for the record and to also give some insight to Manasvi, I want to tell them this. The Congress party moved the Delhi High Court in 2013. 2013, when there was no BJP in power.
Meghna is not answering. When are they going to...
Am I audible? Meghna,
yes, you are.
Answer that. She can't answer that.
Am I audible?
Well, there was a direct question. I didn't really get a direct answer on that. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but as always, pleasure to have you on the show, Manasvi as well as Charu Pragya. This is going to be one of the debates which, of course, is going to continue despite the fact that the Supreme Court has come out and said it's constitutional and not arbitrary, the functioning of the Enforcement Director.